Greetings. Thank you to everyone for coming out to the year-end celebration. As I said already, this is MadLibs Part 2. This event is brought to you by Strong Women's Strange Worlds, which is a group of authors supporting authors. Our mission is to elevate the voices of women and non-binary authors of science fiction, fantasy, and horror through events like our bi-monthly virtual quick read session. You can find out more about Strong Women's by visiting our website, strongwomenstrangeworlds.weebly.com. I'm your host today, Kate, and you can find more about me and all the authors in the handout we've prepared, which was sent to you via email a couple of days ago, and which can be downloaded from our website. We're going to send you a link after the party as well. Before we begin, I would like to remind everyone that recording of this session by the audience is not allowed, and recording of electronic communications, including Zoom meetings and webinars without permission, is illegal. Today, you're going to be helping 5 authors revise a story from one of their books by giving them words in place of the real words in their stories. It's MadLibs. We all did this in elementary school. Think back, you'll remember. Like I said, we've got our 4 authors here. Let's meet them, shall we? We're going to start off with Terri Bruce. Terri Bruce writes hard-to-classify fantasy and science fiction stories that explore the supernatural side of everyday things. She is the author of the paranormal contemporary fantasy Afterlife series, the speculative fiction short story collection Souls, and numerous short stories in various anthologies and magazines. Visit her on the web at terribruce.net. Our second reader will be J.F. Garrard. J.F. Garrard is an award-winning speculative fiction writer, editor, and publisher. She is the president of Dark Helix Press, host of the literary podcast The Artsy Raven, president for the Canadian Authors Association's Toronto branch, and deputy editor for Rice Paper Magazine. Her portfolio of books and short fiction is listed on jfgarrard.com. Reader number 3 with us is going to be Claudia Blood. Claudia Blood's early introduction to Dungeons & Dragons, combined with her training as a scientist and a side trip into the world of IT, set her up to become an award-winning author of science fiction and fantasy. Number 4 is going to be Sam Ledel. Sam Ledel writes sapphic fiction in the fantasy and historical romance genres. She's the proud author of 7 novels with Bold Strokes Books. When not writing, she may be found daydreaming with a cup of coffee in hand and her Jack Russell Terrier snuggled close by. And rounding out the event today is Lydia M. Hawke. Lydia M. Hawke is the Canadian writer of paranormal women's fiction who is on a mission to reclaim the term crone and make it positive again. A wife, mother, and grandmother herself, Lydia's newest series features a woman who discovers her magic and her power at the age of 60. All right, so I am gonna share my screen. And everybody who is here with us for session number 1 knows that I'm gonna have to ask and go, authors whose cameras are on, thumbs up. We can just see this one screen. Perfect. Not that I'm paranoid about it or anything. So like I said, our first author is going to be Terri Bruce. So we're going to add a spotlight to Terri. What's up, Terri? And audience, I've got my chat box open and I am ready to go. You guys are ready to go. Let's start with a past tense verb, an action word that happened in the past. Ooh, we're going to start right here with vaporized. Now I need an adverb, a word describing the verb. And Terri, I gotta say, I love that you have so many adverbs. I really had to double check on that. I like politely. Like, I know that we're not going to politely vaporize anything, but what if we could? Now I need a noun, a person, place, thing, or animal. I see trampoline. Nope, I should probably not try trampoline. And now I need an article of clothing, something that you would wear, something that would potentially wear you if it's a big, bold thing. Cowboy hat. Now I need an adjective. That is a word that describes a noun. Smelly. Oh, goodness. And now I need another noun. I'm going to scroll up, see if I can't find. You know what? I'm going to go with girdle. I don't know how to spell. We don't have to spell. It's totally fine. Now I need an adjective, a word that describes a noun. Ooh, I see gruesome. Now, let's do another past tense verb. I'm going to scroll up and see if I got anything good up there. Ooh, brainwashed. Okay, now I need a body part, and let's remember that we are keeping it clean here. Oh, goodness. I am seeing a lot of calls for elbow. Let's do an elbow. Now I need a title like doctor or reverend or the late honorable or things like I saw high muckety muck. So we're going to use high muckety muck. We're going to do another adjective, another word that describes a noun. Ooh, fair trade. I see spontaneous. I'm going to hang on to spontaneous. Don't worry. Now we're going to do a verb ending in ing. I saw galumphing, which is a super fun word. Galumphing. Now we need just a regular strength verb. Doesn't need to be a ing one. Ooh, meander. That's a fun one. Got a weird story going on here, Terry. All right, and now I need another noun. Earlier, I saw can of beans, and I liked that, so I'm going to steal that from earlier. Another adverb, Terry with her adverbs. All right. Ooh, viciously. Now, I need a number. Okay, Claudia Blood understands the request because she was with us in session 1. The bigger the number, the happier I am. So we're going to do 98653.6. That is, for those of you folks playing at home, 98,653.6. Now I need a store or a brand. I'll take Kleenex. I'll take, I don't know, Macy's. Let's see what we've got here. I saw, I saw PetSmart. Let's do PetSmart. Now I need another past tense verb. Ooh, stooped. Another noun, please. Zamboni. And we are going to end Terry off with a noise. The first one I saw was toot. So we're gonna end with a toot. Give it 2 exclamation marks. All right. So that was round 1. I know I didn't get to everybody. Hang on to them. We've got 4 more authors to go. Terry, give me a thumbs up when you are ready to go. All right, perfect. I'm going to mute myself and you can take it away.
I'm going to try to read this without cracking up, but I think this is a good one. Okay. The bell over the door vaporized. With a polite groan, Jonah recognized the ghost coming through the door. It was hard not to. Powdered wig of cascading trampoline, black silk cutaway coat and matching knee breeches over a vest of gold silk, frothy white cowboy hat folded in a waterfall of ruffles, white silk stockings, and smelly heeled shoes with gold buckles. The ghost stepped up to the girdle beside Jonah and plopped a plastic grocery bag down on the counter. 2 coats and a lamp, the man said with a gruesome flourish. Jonah brainwashed his lip to keep from groaning out loud. Look, William. Sir William, the ghost corrected, holding up an imperious elbow. Hi, muckety-muck, William, Jonah amended. He picked up the pickle and thrust it at the ghost. We don't take lamps. It's a perfectly fair trade lamp, Sir William said. It was working just the other day. Yeah, and will it still be galumping after I cross it over and you take the ghost version away? Jonah asked, ushering the man towards the exit. No lamps. And the coats, Sir William said, still stubbornly refusing to meander fast enough. And where'd you get them? Jonah asked, knowing perfectly well what the can of beans would be. Why, the poor box, of course, Sir William replied viciously, taking 98,653.6 more steps towards the door. You can't steal donations left at the church, Jonah cried. It wasn't at the church, the ghost retorted with asperity. What do you take me for? Jonah took him for someone who had been caught stealing from the donation boxes at all the local churches too many times to count. It was outside the PetSmart. Jonah yanked open the door. No, he said firmly, and stooped Sir William outside. He slammed the door closed so hard the Zamboni on the nearby counter rattled. He turned the lock for good measure. The bolt slid closed with a satisfying toot.
You know what? I'm going to raise my imperious elbow at you. That was beautiful. Thank you. All right, next we're going to have JF Garrard. I'm going to find her. JF, where are you? There you are. Hey, girl. All right, we're going to add your spotlight. What's up? We're going to remove Terry's spotlight. All right, JF, are you ready to get started? All right, audience, we are going to start with an adjective, a word that describes a noun. I see gnarly right off the bat, and low-key, gnarly is one of my favorite words. So let's start with a gnarly thing. Now we need some plural nouns. Oh, puffins. Maybe we'll have some gnarly puffins. They'll do skateboarding thing. Now I need a past tense word. Past tense verb, a person, place, nope. Ooh, an action word that happened a while ago. I see designed. Now I need another verb, but this one specifically is going to end in ed. Ooh, I like surfed. Maybe our gnarly puffins will be surfers. That would be great. That would be gnarly. Now I need a body part, and y'all know, but I'm going to say it again. An appropriate body part. Ooh, okay, I'm getting some good ones. I'm gonna give you guys a minute because they are my faves. Okay. I'm gonna go with a metatarsal. I have to scroll. Tarsal. Maybe. All right, give me some more past tense verbs. I actually saw melted earlier, and I really like melted. Now I need a celestial sphere, like Earth or Jupiter, or like a planet, or like a thing in outer space. So, let's have Halley's Comet. That'll be a fun one, potentially. Now I need another past tense verb, please. I saw skedaddled earlier. We're going to steal skedaddled. And now I would love a plural noun, persons, places, things, animals. Marshmallows. Let's have some marshmallows. And if that marshmallows came from somebody who was in the live improv, then you know I'm still hungry for them since then. Now I need another verb, an action word. Ooh, purr. I'm going to give it some extra R's. Purr. That is necessary. You must now try and roll your R's. Now I need an adjective, a word describing a noun. Ooh, delicious. and another job or title. So doctor or surgeon or auto mechanic or, let's try, Reverend Mother. Another noun, please. And I'm going to do sailor as a noun. I know it's also one of our jobs or titles, but let's do it. An adjective, please. Let's see, I'm going to try and scroll up and see what sort of adjectives we've had before. That was a lot of scrolling. Ooh, morose. Maybe we'll have a morose sailor. Now I need a creature or an animal. All right, first one, best one. I saw boa constrictor. An adjective, please. Another word describing a noun. And I saw non-fat earlier. So let's do a non-fat. A unit of time, like a minute or an hour or a year or a nanosecond. Ooh, okay, you know what? Let's do microsecond. Because I feel like I might have done nanosecond earlier. And we are going to end with a verb, an action word. And I saw futz, which is to like mess around in like a piddly sort of way. You have to kind of do this. This is futz. Gabby, I see that you're saying ignore. Don't at me, girl. All right, JF, give me a thumbs up when you are ready to go. All right, JF, take it away.
Okay, so this passage is from the Undead. Uh-oh, am I on mute? No. This passage is from the Undead Sorceress, and it's supposed to be a serious conversation about vampires and magic. So let's see what we have. Magic? That can't be gnarly. Well, many humans and vampires used to have magic, Gia explained. So many Puffmans were started because of this. During the Great War of Fire in the 1800s, which took place in Antarctica, vampires and magic users that were sorcerers and warlocks designed forces together to battle an evil being called Mammon and his yokai. To stop Mammon, the property of water was changed, which surfed him and his yokai into the North and South Poles. His metatarsal is in the north and body in the south. However, this melted all magic on Halley's comets after the contaminants skedaddled into the ocean currents, and only those with the strongest magic abilities kept their marshmallows. We believe it has to do with the genetic structure and have been researching this matter by following descendants of those who used to purr in the war. Your family is one we have been following for a delicious time. My ancestors were sorceress and reverend mothers? Are they still alive or are they vampires? Gia frowned. Your sailor is a line of magic users, but I don't think any of them became vampires. It is morose nowadays that a sorceress, warlock, or even a boa constrictor can turn into a vampire. It seems like something changed after the water was altered, but why some humans can become vampires, no one really knows. One very non-fat vampire is Merlin, and it is said he turned many microseconds before the War of Fire occurred. I do believe that you have some magical abilities. It could be useful in case you have to futz in any battle. Futz into any battles. Thank you very much.
I love that the boa constrictors can become vampires. It's very
automatically.
It just happens. All right, thank you, JF. Our next author that has given up a piece of her work is going to be Claudia Blood. Hey, girl. Claudia, turn on your camera, girl. We're going to start without you then. Neener. All right, well, see there, it worked. I knew saying I was going to start without you was going to get it to work. All right, we are going to start Claudia's out with an adjective, a word describing a noun. I see haunted right away. Beautiful. Now I need a verb. An action word. Create. That's good. Let's do create. Another adjective, and I'm just going to go with one that I saw before, which was chamber pot like. So welcome. You're welcome for that, Claudia. Now I need our body parts. Ooh, spleen. Nope. Spleen. Another adjective, and I feel like I saw some good ones. Ooh, eloquent. Eloquent chamber pot-like spleen, potentially. And now I need another noun. Person, place, thing, animal, or idea. I saw minivan before. We're going to do minivan here. And now I need another animal. We're not going to pick boa constrictors this time, but a rainbow trout. Let's. Ooh. Oh, never mind. So sorry. I'm sorry, Claudia. We're not going to do a rainbow trout because I saw trash panda pop up. Now I need 2 past tense verbs. Things that happened, things you did in the past. Ooh, I like nurtured. And I love skydived. Ooh, excellent. I need another adjective. Earlier, I saw droopy. And droopy sounds like it would be a fun one. I would love another verb, another action word. Actually saw surprise. Nope. Wow. Surprise. That probably works. Oh, good. I gave you 2 body parts, and I actually saw hair follicle earlier. And that's not how you spell it, but that's how I spell it. So, oh well. I'll take another noun, please. I saw, ooh, boy. Keep it nice and simple. Boy. A past tense verb. Oh, gyrated. Gyrated is a good one. Now I need a unit of time. I know I've seen a lot of eons, and there's eon again. We'll give the people what they want. We will eon. And then I need another noun. And earlier I saw existential dread. And Claudia, I just feel like if you're going to have chamber pot like, you should also get existential dread. Another adjective for me, please. Ooh, slimy. Love a good slimy. Couple of nouns, if we could. I see poncho. And I see burger. We're not going to make those one. We're going to make a poncho and burger. And we are going to end Claudia's with another verb. And I see pick. All right. So Claudia, thumbs up when you are ready to go. Perfect. Take it away.
I could be of use to you. The girl's voice was flat and haunted. Interesting. Usually when they knew they were going to create, they made extravagant promises. Her chamber pot-like decoration was refreshing and amusing. Prove it. How? Don't let the guards take you prisoner. Show me you could be of use, Ravine chuckled. Chuckled her spleen. It was eloquent, really. The girl had come to such an end. The girl's face hardened. She turned to the nearest minivan. Her face flushed, and she raised her hands, fingertips forward, as if she were a trash panda that was going to strike. The guards nurtured her. What are you going to do, scratch me with your little fingernails? He came forward, and she skydived in his arms. He grabbed her and laughed. It was a droopy laugh that said the girl would pay for scratching him. The girl didn't surprise him, just stood there as if waiting for something. It took a few moments, but the guard started to cough and couldn't stop. He released her. His hair follicle grayed, and he crumpled to the ground. The other guard stepped forward to help his boy. The girl stuck her nails into his neck and then stepped back, gyrated against the wall, watching. Whether she leaned because she couldn't stand or as part of a statement was unclear, but the second guard was on the ground in an eon. Ravine could tell by the way their skin looked that they were dead. Ravine wasn't afraid. She could leave the room and flood it with poisoned existential dread before the girl could attack her. Ravine looked closely at the girl. Her face was slimy, but it did show she could do what she needed to do. But to be loyal, she would need extra poncho. You can be my assistant. Amusement flickered over Ravine, imagining the girls in Stanley's old room. The girl tilted her head. I'll put money in the burger account, and I will leave them alone as long as you kick for me.
Beautiful. I love the idea of the poisoned existential dread. Top tier. All right, next we are going to have Sam. Where are you hiding, Sam? Hey, girl, there you are. Let's add a spotlight to Sam. And let's get her story started off with an adverb, a word describing a verb. I know we've had some good ones, but that was way... Ooh. We're going to start off with vivaciously. Oh, I spelled it right. So proud of myself. All right, next we need a noun. Ooh, stapler. I see lawn furniture. We'll come back to lawn furniture. Don't worry. Now I need an adjective. I'm going to go up and lachrymose. Oop, I clicked the wrong thing. All right, thank you, Pixie. You spelled it correctly. Very proud of you. Now I need a verb, please, an action word. Proselytize. Can't type it in the chat room. Got to type it over here. Y'all are way better at spelling than I am. Thank you so much for knowing these things. Past tense verb, I see itched. And now an adjective, a word describing a noun. I feel like we've already had smelly. And I'm not going to go with zealous because I feel like we're getting like weirdly old school religious. But I will go with bone chilling. And now I need another noun. Let's see if I can't scroll up and find a different noun. I know we've had some really good... I saw monster truck. I literally just scrolled to monster truck. With a plural noun, let's see here. Let's do ray. Ooh. Ray guns. Now I need another adverb, another word that describes a verb. Slyly. And now another adjective. Let's see here. I said horse. That was a noun. Quixotic. Horse-like. Thank you. Verb ending in ed. What have we got for some ed verbs? Let's do jangled. An article of clothing, please. Lydia. I like top hat. Now body part. This is potentially what the top hat is going to be on. So leg hair. Good. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll have a top hat on a leg hair. I need a couple more nouns. Crock pot. Love a crock pot. And a driveway. Now I'd love a verb ending in ed, past tense verb. I see, y'all are weird. I love it. Let's do slathered and a noun, potentially something that will be slathered. Let's see here. Let's do frosting, which is also icing. If you're not a frosting kind of person, we'll put that so we understand the difference. A verb ending in ing. Oh, I like fishing. Now I need another adjective, a word describing a noun. Ooh, keen. What a fun word. Keen. Let me get a little exclamation because it makes me happy. And we're going to complimentary. Yes. And we are going to end with another verb. It's an action word. Ooh. Let's end with a snore. All right, Sam, thumbs up when you are ready. All right, take it away.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'll be reading from the opening chapter of my latest fantasy novel, Heart of Stone. Generally kind of a more serious, somber opening, but I have a feeling that's going to change with these words. So here we go. I think it's ready. Maeve vivaciously tugged the trio of flat, palm-sized servings of acorn bread from their baking stone near the edge of the fire burning in the hearth. She placed them on a smaller brown stapler and carried it to the lachrymose table in the middle of her cluttered kitchen. She stepped back, admiring her latest batch of savory sustenance. Hands on her hips, she asked, "Care to proselytize one?" Her companion snake, Rowan, itched lazily onto the table, draping over a bone-chilling cauldron, so his back half lay between a pair of dirty cups and a half-eaten monster truck. His slender silver body, peppered with black ray guns that formed no distinct pattern, moved slyly closer to the hot bread. His thin, quixotic tongue flickered out, taking in her latest feat. He lifted his head and met her gaze. "Well?" she asked, staring into his round black pupils. He jangled. She grinned. "I knew you'd like it. Now let's see." Quickly, she adjusted the top hat to keep her hair from her leg hair, then picked up the closest piece, carefully holding the bread like a disc, the pads of her fingers and thumb beneath it. She took a crock pot, closing her eyes and savoring the hint of sweet in the dough. "Yes, this is definitely one of my best. It was the driveway I added to the acorn flour." She took another bite and slathered the dozens of clay jars and woven baskets littering the table, along with the smaller frosting next to the fire. "I think I'll try fishing elderberries next time." Rowan's tongue flickered. "Don't be keen," Maeve told him. He turned his head, showing her only one eye. She laughed. "Of course I'm kidding. Have as much as you like." Finishing the bread, she muttered, "Not like anyone else is here to snore them."
Now we all know the secret to delicious acorn bread. Just throw in a driveway.
Add driveway.
Add driveway. All right. And we are going to end our round with Lydia M. Hawke. And there you are. Hey, girl. Add that spotlight to Lydia. And yes, and the secret to keep your leg hair out of your hair. Just a top hat. That's all you need. All right. We are going to start this one with a... All right, Pixie. I see you. We're going to start with a body part. Tuchus. She spells it with a K. I spell it with a H. Tuchus. However you wish to spell it. As your bouton. As another one of my students once called it. Now I need an adverb, a word describing a verb. I like it deftly. And an adjective, a word describing a noun. We're having some debate on how one spells Tuchus, but you have to say it. So however you say it, it's all we need. Doofy. Ooh, moist. Just because I know it'll annoy a lot of people. We're going to have something that's moist. Now I need a verb ending in ed, a past tense verb specifically ending in ed. Let's see if I can't scroll up some and see if I can find some good ones. I love when we have so many things. Oh, I saw bounced. Way up there, I saw bounced. I can't spell, but that's all right. Now I need another noun, a person, place, thing, animal, or idea. And I like polyglot. Somebody that speaks multiple languages. And now I need a food. Okay, I see some good options. Gabby, I'm not picking cellulose. Don't. Blech. Don't like it. All right, I'm going to go with funnel cake. So neener, neener. And now I need a past tense verb. And earlier I saw boggled, and boggled is a good one. Now I need a couple of nouns, persons, places, things, animals, and going way up. Oh, I saw smelling salts, like way up at the beginning. So we're going to do smelling salts. And I love thimble. Maybe it'll be a thimble of smelling salts. Now I need a couple of adjective, those words describing nouns. Underrated. And slippery. Another noun. Let's see what I've got up here. You know what? We had tuxedo all the way. Oh, never mind. Chewed gum. That's a good one. Another adjective, please. I feel like impertinent. A past tense verb, a verb that happened before. Boogied. Boogied is a good one. And I'll take another adjective. Let's do morbid. Let's try and see if I can spell morbid. It's difficult for me. A plural noun. Shower curtains. And another adjective. Let's see here. I like slap happy. So let's do slap happy here. Another noun if we could. Day cake. And we're going to end this with a verb ending in ing. Slurping. That feels like an appropriate way to end this. All right, Lydia, you good to go? All right, take it away.
Okay. I think I have more fun anticipating the reading than anything. So this is from my novel, Becoming Crone, and Claire is just coming to terms with having witnessed magic for the first time. So I regarded the mug Kevin held out to me for a long moment before I poked at Tuckus from under the blanket to accept it. A deftly floral scent rose from the pale liquid within. Chamomile, Kevin said, her voice moist. For calm. Calm. Still laced with traces of hysteria, my inner voice, the Claire one, not the Edie one, laughed at the idea, as if. I sipped the herbal tea anyway, and a heavy sweetness bounced over my tongue, washing away the remains of the polyglot of stew Kevin had insisted I eat. And funnel cake, the gargoyle added, for shock. Now that I could get on board with. Thank you, I boggled. I sat at a rough-hewn wooden table in the center of a large kitchen, where Kevin had brought me after settling Lucan into bed upstairs. Dried herbs hung from the smelling salts above the table, whose knife-scarred surface marked it as a well-used workspace. A wood-fired thimble sat against one stone wall. An underrated counter ran along the length of another. Above it, a window was flanked by slippery shelves filled with dishes. Almost everything in the house was built of either stone or chewed gum, and while steady light glowed from an impertinent chandelier suspended in the middle of the herbs, I had yet to see a light switch or other evidence of wiring. I boogied the mug with both hands, trying to use the heat against my palms to ground my morbid thoughts and quell the flicker of uncertainty at my core. Clinging to the cup as I did to the shower curtains of my sanity, I closed my eyes. Lights with no slap-happy source, an address that didn't exist. A birthday cake that was bigger on the inside than out. Winged creatures that attack night. A man who shifted from human form to wolf and back again. Herbal mixtures that bubbled and smoked and healed almost on contact. A walking, slurping, living gargoyle named Kevin. Tea hot enough to burn my hands. One of those things I knew to be real, and if one was real, then the others.
Beautiful. Love that. Shower curtains of sanity. Maybe those are ones that are made out of chewing gum as well. Perfect. All right. Well, at this time, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that whomever is in charge of the slideshows can share theirs, because we have tragically reached the end of MadLibs 2. Thank you so much for everybody for coming out.